Good morning. As Courtney said, I'm Betty Jean McKee, and to speak about the volunteering, this is a great committee to volunteer. You can contribute as little or as much as you want. There's never any pressure, but there's tons of laugh and satisfaction. It is my pleasure today to be able to introduce Elizabeth Kolenko. She is a dedicated MARYT 550 yoga teacher and a certified holistic health and wellness coach. Her experience extends to various niches, including chair yoga, hatha yoga, and restorative yoga. She has also received specialized training in bone fit and passionately teaches yoga for Parkinson's, PD warrior, and aqua yoga. Her knowledge also includes meditation, yoga nidra, and mindfulness. She has been sharing her love for yoga and Parkinson's exercise with a particular passion for active aging and helping individuals live their best lives. I personally have seen people that have practiced yoga well into their senior years, and what a benefit, what a difference it is for them. Elizabeth loves teaching yoga as it helps her to continue feeling her best while also allowing her to extend the gift of well-being to others. Beyond the mat, her yoga practice has had a profound influence on her life. It has helped her to be more mindful and aware of herself and her surroundings, helping her to live in the present moment with greater appreciation and serenity. When she is not immersed in her yoga practice and teaching, Elizabeth enjoys spending quality time with her family and friends. Traveling and biking are her cherished hobbies as they provide her with additional opportunities to explore and connect with the world around her. Thank you for helping us, Elizabeth, and welcome.
Thank you. That was a great introduction. So my name is Elizabeth Kolenko, and we're going to do a chair yoga class. So you want to be on a chair that's not on wheels. Ideally, you want to be steady. If you have shoes, that's fine, slippers, socks, whatever. We're going to stay seated on the chair. We won't be standing today. Make sure you have some water nearby. And feel free to reach for it whenever you like, whether I cue for it or not. Sometimes you just need that moment. We're going to do, the way I teach is you're going to do what feels good for you. I'm going to guide you. And if you need a breath, if you need a break, if something hurts, if you cannot reach up here, say you overdid it, your shoulder's not happy, do it here. Modify whatever you need. The first part of this for me is always take care of yourself first. That's the priority. And we'll move. And if you have any questions afterwards, there's modifications and everything. So that's the beauty of yoga. All right, welcome to your class. So we're sitting tall on our seat. We're going to take a few breaths to start off with. Hands are going to be on the thighs. Feet are solidly planted on the floor. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting everything go. Inhale and exhale. And as you inhale, you're bringing in new energy into the body. And as you exhale, allow any of the stress, anything that does not serve you to leave. Find that breath and focus on the breath with your inhale, filling your lungs completely, and exhale, allowing everything to go, relaxing your shoulders and your spine. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And as we're breathing, allow our mind to focus on the breath and let everything else fall away. We sometimes carry with us such a great deal of things of the past or things we need to do, shopping lists or events. Let it go, set it aside. It'll be there when you're done. Just breathe. Finding that calmness, that stillness, and focusing on that breath in the present moment, right here, right now. One more full breath in and exhale, letting that go. And as we're here today, just do a bit of a body scan. No need for movement. Just notice how you're feeling and modify anything you need to today. All right? Okay. So we're going to begin by sending our hands out front, and we're going to make fists and rotate those wrists. Doesn't need to be fast. Perhaps our joints are telling us a little story. That's okay. We're going to open up our fingers, let them move a little bit. And slowly we're going to make circles out in front of the body. Moving in one direction. And let's go the opposite way. Keeping them low. And slowly we're going to move our hands out to the side and see if we can make some circles here, making them as large as we're able, being mindful of your shoulders, your body. And if stretching too high doesn't feel good, don't do it, stretch lower. And let's go back in the opposite direction. Perhaps one is easier than the other. We'll do a couple more here. And relax those hands at the side, shrug out the shoulders. All right. So from our chair, we're going to slide forward a little bit just to give our back a little bit of space. Make sure your feet are firm on the ground or on a block that sometimes brings up the floor. You want to be stable here, okay? So hands can come either to your thighs or to the side of the chair, wherever you're at. Take an inhale, lift up, look towards the sky, any amount. See if you can bring your shoulder blades together. Exhale, look down towards the floor. And if moving your head too far doesn't feel good, do it less. Just breathe. Taking those deep breaths in and those complete exhales. Letting everything go. Breathing in and out. Feeling that motion in our spine, warming up our synovial fluids. One more full breath, looking up as high as you can. Exhale, bringing your shoulders to your ears and sit straight, rocking out those shoulders. All right, from here, we're going to lift our left knee, bring our hands underneath, interlacing those fingers, and we're going to rotate, almost like we're stirring something. And it all comes out of the knee. And it doesn't matter how high, if lower is better, then that's what you do. Going in one direction. And let's go the opposite way. Come back to center. Let's rotate that ankle in both directions. And wiggle the toes. Lower down. Let's lift up the opposite leg wherever you are at and rotate. Moving in one direction and the other direction. Come back to center, rotate the ankle and wiggle the toes. Let's lower that down. All right, so from here, feet are steady. We're going to take an inhale, sweep the hands high, fingertips touch. Exhale, release those hands, let them fall back to the side. Inhale, palms come together. Exhale, comb through the ether, let it go. This time, inhale, palms connect, coming all the way down to heart center, hands pushing at each other as we reach the bottom. Interlace the fingers, find an inhale, palms face away through the body. Reach the top, flip the hands so they connect, exhale. Interlace the fingers, inhale through the nose. Deep full breath, exhale. Let it all go. Interlace the fingers at the bottom of our breath. Inhale, lift. Remember, if high is not good, less is okay. Exhale, let it go. Interlace those fingers. Last one. Inhale through the nose, fill your lungs. Flip the palms, hold right here. Exhale, let it go. Expelling all that breath. Interlace your fingers, hold at the bottom of your breath. And release your hands, drop it. Let it go. All right. So from here, we're going to send our hands up. And we're going to interlace our fingers. And the index fingers point high. The elbows are bent. Feet are steady. And we're going to take an inhale and hinge over to the right side. Any amount. This is all about a stretch. And if you mirror me instead of saying, following my words, that's okay. We're doing both sides. Come back to center, release those hands. See if you can hinge forward a little bit and bring your wrists underneath your knees. Lift up. And we're going to come into interlacing our fingers with the index finger point high. Switch the thumb that's on top. We have a favorite. Now, if you can remember where you were, we're going to do the same thing. Take an inhale and hinge to the opposite side this time. Just breathe. And come back to center after feeling those stretch. Drop your hands down to your knees and shrug. All right. We're going to find our way into a bit of a twist. So to twist, we're going to bring our left hand to the bottom of the chair. Our right hand crosses over to the opposite knee. We're going to take an inhale, strengthening our core, and look left. Twist. Exhale. Take 2 breaths. And come back to center after that second exhale. This time we're going to twist to the opposite side. So hand comes under the chair. Crossing the opposite hand over to the opposite knee. Take an inhale and twist. 2 breaths. Come back to center. All right. From here, we're going to start to activate our legs a little bit. And from the chair, maybe you hold on, maybe your hands are good. Start to lift your knees, any amount. Maybe they lift really high. Maybe they just come off the earth. We're going to take a few breaths. Finding that inhale and the exhale. All right. So from here, we're going to start to point our toes. So starting with the right foot, come back, and the left foot. And it doesn't have to be a straight stretch. Keep a gentle bend in your knees. We're just moving and stretching. All right. So now we're incorporating the hands, and this is where it gets fun. We are going to extend the right foot and send the left hand up towards the sky, fingers point. Keep it at your elbow bend if that feels easier. Draw it back in. Switch sides. Reach and lower. Reach and lower. Reach and lower. So incorporate your breath. Inhale, reach and lower. Exhale. Inhale, reach and lower. Exhale. Reach. Simply breathe, extend high as you're able. Breathing in and out. Steady in that breath. Just reach. I'm going to do it one more time on each side and lower that down. All right. From here, we're going to find our way into our Garudasana, our eagle pose. So we're modifying it because we're seated. We're going to extend our hands out front and center. And we're going to hold our shoulders. And we're going to see if we can cross an ankle, if that's okay. We're going to take a deep inhale, lift the elbows, filling our lungs. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift those elbows, fill the lungs. Exhale, release that breath. Squeeze the shoulders, release the hands, release the foot. This time, we're going to come and hold our shoulders again. Hands extend. And we bring the opposite hand on top. Hardest part is to remember which one it was. And cross the opposite ankle. All right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 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 One more. Inhale, lift, fill your lungs. Exhale, lower down. Squeeze your shoulders and release. And if we ever come out of a posture, it's not perfect, no big deal. Just come into it. It is always a practice. All right. So from here, we're going to lift our hands to the sky. And as we exhale, fold forward and reach towards the toes. Hands can land on your knees, your shins, or maybe you get all the way down. Find an inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. And this time when you rise up, bring the left knee with you, holding on to that left knee. And toes can be right on the ground or could be a little bit higher. Just hold. And we're going to take a few breaths right here. And on our next exhale, we're going to let go of that leg and it's going to come down and we're going to point the toe. Knees can be bent. Lift up and let's stretch towards that foot. Again, doesn't matter where your hands land. Slowly rise up, bringing that knee back in. We're going to sweep our hands high, palms face forward. Exhale, fold, reaching towards the toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. One more breath. Inhale, lift. And as we fold, this time we're going to bring the opposite knee up, holding on to whatever knee you didn't have before. And we're going to take a few breaths. And slowly release that leg, point the toe. This time we're going to sweep high and see if we can reach how close we get to it. Take one more breath. Let's lift up and come back to center. All right. From here, we're going to step our feet a little bit wider. And we're going to take a few breaths. And if you'd like, reach for your water. And we'll meet with you here. We're going to come into a seated mountain pose. So this is always the place to come when you're seated and you need to take a breath. Hands are going to be on the thighs, sit tall, feet are steady, and just breathe. Find your inhale and your exhale. Steady in that breath. Breathing in and out. Letting everything else go. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. All right. So from here, we're going to do a bit of a stretch. So our feet are a little bit wider, maybe about the legs of where the chair sits. Nothing more than that. We are going to take our left hand, leave it on our knee, and our right hand is going to flip up, and we're going to look at our palm. And it might be right in front of us, but it might be a little bit higher. Just look at that palm. Breathing in and breathing out. Release that hand and let's drop the right hand to the knee. And this time we're going to send the left hand out, flip the palm as it rises up and just look. Taking one more breath, lower that hand down. This time we're going to send the hands up together and bring the palms to connect. Bring them all the way down to heart center. Take an inhale and we're going to twist to the left with our hands together. Exhale. Take a couple of breaths and work your way back to center. Release those hands, sweep high, palms connect all the way down. Take an inhale and twist right. Exhale. Come back to center. Release those hands. All right. This time we are going to take our hands and we're going to extend. moving forward from side to side. Just stretching those fingers, reaching, and slowly, with a bend in the elbows, we're going to let those hands reach towards the ceiling. Any amount, maybe a straight stretch is awesome, maybe a little less. And your core might be moving a bit. That's okay. We're going to bring them back down, and we're going to, elbows are bent, extending out to either side. One more time. And let's come back to center, drop those hands, shrug out the shoulders. All right. From here, we're going to find our way into a pigeon pose. So for seated pigeon, we are going to take our right leg and either cross an ankle or cross the leg over. Your choice, whatever variation is best for you. And wherever you're at, see if we can move that ankle, rotate it a few times. Finding that motion in the toes. And we're going to bring our hands to our knee and ankle, or if you're here, both knees, okay? With a bend in the elbow, we are going to hinge forward and we're going to look down. And if looking down is not comfortable, look straight ahead, okay? Take an inhale and fold forward. Just breathe. Take one more breath. Let's lift up. And if you're here and you're able, cross that leg over. If it's not happening, stay exactly where you are. We're going to twist. So we're going to twist over to the right side or whatever knee is high. Hand comes to the chair. The opposite hand crosses over. Take an inhale and twist to the right. Just breathe. Come back to center. All right, let's unravel the legs and we're going to go to the other side. Again, either lift and cross or cross the ankle. And wherever you're at, rotate that ankle a little bit. Find a little bit of motion into it. And move the toes. Let's bring our feet into place. Bring your hands where they need to be on your knees or knee and ankle. Take an inhale, bend the elbows and hinge forward. Just look down or look straight ahead. And let's take a couple of breaths. On our next exhale, let's rise up. And if you can, and your leg is crossed, cross it all the way over or stay exactly where you are. We're going to twist to the opposite side, letting your hand fall, crossing it over, take an inhale and twist. Couple of breaths. And let's come back to center. All right, unravel your legs wherever they're at and rock those knees out. Find a little bit of motion there. And from here, let's see if we can bring the hands up. Let the fingers point to the sky. Bring the knees back to center and just shake out those hands. Wiggle the fingers, rotate the wrists, whatever feels good. Okay, so we are going to bring our right hand to the top of our head if we can. We're going to let the right ear fall towards the right shoulder. And if lifting your hand this high is not comfortable, just allow your right ear to fall to the right shoulder. And with our hand in place, it's not pulling or tugging, it's simply the weight of the hand. Just breathe. Take one more breath. Lift up, lower that hand down to your leg. We're going to switch sides. Bring the opposite hand up. Left ear falls to the left shoulder. Simply taking a few breaths. And come back to center. This time, if we're able, we're going to interlace our fingers and we're going to bring behind our head. If that's not happening, we're coming chin to chest. So take an inhale and lower your chin. If you can't lift your hands, just lower your chin. Come all the way down. And again, just using the weight of the hands. No pushing, no pressure. Find one more inhale and let's lift up. Release those hands, shrug out the shoulders if that feels good. We're going to let our head fall to the back. We're leaving our hands on our thighs. So take an inhale and look up any amount. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. On our next exhale, let's lift our head back up and come to center. All right. From here, we're going to come into a little bit of motion with our hands, and we're going to point the fingers high. We're going to bring our fingers into our palm one at a time. So starting with our thumb, our index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and small finger. Lower down. Let's switch sides. Thumb, index, middle, ring, and small. Lower down. Lift the right hand and take the left fingers and just draw them back a little. This should be a gentle little sweet stretch, should not be painful. Release that and let them fall. Draw back in. Come back to center. We're going to switch hands, and this time pulling back on the opposite hand. And release. Let it go. Wiggle the fingers, shake it out. All right. We're going to find our way into a bit of a back bend. Many of us spend our time hunched over, and the more we hunch, our head moves that way. So we're going to bring our hands either to the sides of our chair or our armrests or our legs. We're going to take an inhale and bring our shoulder blades back and just look up if you can, as much as you're able, or straight ahead. We want to open our shoulders. This is our counterpose to the days that we're just looking forward, looking down. We're only going to take a couple of breaths here and let it go. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers and we're going to move into figure eights, and they can be as big and as high as you like. Moving up and moving down to the legs. We're going to do that one more time. Lift and lower. Last time. Lift and lower. Bring them back down and let it go. All right. We are going to find our way into a bit of a sway. So left hand comes to your thigh, the right hand just sways. And again, can be in front if that is easier. Choose your variation. Just a little bit of a stretch. And as you sway over, hinge, let the fingers point down. Come back to center, drop that right hand to the leg and sway. And stretch, let the fingers point down. Release that hand, let it go. We're going to point our toes and we're going to come with a final forward fold. Take your hands up, reach, and this time reach for both toes as close as you get. Again, hands can be the knees, the shins, or all the way down. You're going to take a couple of breaths and slowly rise up, coming back to center. All right. Reach for your water if you like. We're going to move into our final Shavasana from here. As you're ready, slide back on your seat. Be comfortable. Feet are secure. Relax your thighs, your hips, your spine, your shoulders. Soften your jaw. Maybe close your eyes if you like, or find a spot to focus on that does not move. Hands can stay on your thighs, palms up or down, your choice. And breathe. Finding a full and complete inhale through the nose and a complete exhale through the mouth, allowing everything else to go. No thoughts, no worries, just being here in the moment with this breath. And as you inhale, fill your lungs completely. And as you exhale, let it go. Nothing to worry about. No place to be. And as we're here in Shavasana, I'm going to mention some body parts. Just notice them. Nothing to do. We'll start with the left shoulder, upper arm, elbow, wrist, and hand. The left thigh, knee, shin, ankle, and foot. Noticing the right shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, and hand. Notice the right thigh, knee, shin, ankle, and foot. Notice the hips, the sacrum, spine. Notice the collarbone, the neck, the chin, back of the head, the forehead, and crown. Just notice the whole body. Just notice the whole body. Simply breathe. Nothing more to do. You're exactly in the right spot at the right time, letting everything go, releasing everything that came before, including our practice. The past is history. The future is a mystery. The present is a gift. Embrace the gift. On our next exhale, let's move our hands out to the side, bring our palms together in front of our face, drop our hands down in front of our heart, perhaps let the thumbs rest on the collarbone. Take an inhale and an exhale. Allow your head to fall onto your fingers if you can. Take a breath. Thank you for joining me in this chair yoga. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. All right.